And at the same time, we need lifeguards. And the only obstacle is that we won't give them the right to work to become a lifeguard.
Hey, Mike, I know you got a lot of problems downtown, but I've got a couple of problems at the house I wish you could take care of.
One, I've got some cats parking in front of the house. I can't get out of the office, and that garbage truck next to the office has garbage.
So what I need is a red zone. It's a simple thing you can take care of.
Honey, would you come here a minute, please?
That's a wrap. Wrap? I forgot to wrap my presents!
And I forgot to buy a present for transgender Barbie.
What?
No.
Don't worry, guys. Hey, Siri. Does Target stock a swimsuit where I can tuck my Johnson in so everyone thinks I'm a girl?
Bullseye.
Yeah, radical. Let's go.
Race ya.
Here at Target, we love to target your kids.
Remember I told you about that videotape that kills you when you watch it? Well, some people tried to copy the tape. It didn't protect them. All it did was change the tape.
You took a bold stand, though, years ago when the governments were trying to poison their citizens. You took a very bold stand that nobody else took. I refused.
I bet you feel better about it now.
This time, it's a woman that appears, laughing again. Seeing you through the screen. And then, when your phone rings, they tell you what you need to do.
Please get vaccinated.
7 days to get vaccinated. And if you refused, he sends her after you.
Sir Jeremy, you are a true friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Madam Susan, you are an even truer friend of the crown. Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
What is that?
This brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand.
Please follow Sir Brad. He's going to give you a private tour of the Pit of Misery.
Pit of misery. Dilly dilly. Dilly dilly.
Here's to the friends you can always count on. Bud Light, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
No one kneels in Numenor.
Oh, Wakanda forever. Careful.
Speak, elf. Name thyself.
Galadriel of the Norderwood, daughter of the Golden House of Fnir, commander of the northern armies of Marcus Aurelius.
Wrong movie. Yeah, it's from Gladiator.
Sauron. Not meant to know that yet.
A man and an elf, together.
Circumstances arose. We are companions by chance. We met on the open seas. I went to Valinor so that I could jump out of a boat and swim all the way back just to prove that I could. And then I got saved by these two misogynists. Now give us a boat and we'll be on our way.
It's been generations since a ship of Numenor was permitted to make such a journey on an elf's behalf.
I killed an ice troll in under 10 seconds on my own. Now give me a ship, Beardy, or I'll do the same to the lot of you. What the elf means I will stop mansplaining, Sauron. Now, you're going to give me a ship, or do you want a bit of the ice troll treatment?
I think it's safe to say that our luck has officially turned around, guys. We are back, baby. We are back. We're back. Classic.
What is going on, everybody? Oh, you bitch! What is that? What is that?
A little treat. Sorry, team.
Oh my god!
That was perfect timing, too.
Oh my god!
I didn't think this was gonna get to me before the show started, but it did, just in the nick of time.
Oh, it's the nick of time, all right. It's definitely the nick of time.
You have creatures that are dependent on you, and sometimes they start the day at 4 a.m. and say, "No, the day has started, and you need the caffeine." What can I say? Oh, this is, of course, Coffee Brand coffee, just in a disposable mug.
Oh,
somewhere else.
Okay. All right. You made it in a Starbucks.
I would never drink anything but Coffee Brand coffee when it is accessible to me, I'm sure.
Chat does not believe you.
That doesn't sound like me. I wouldn't do that to you.
This is an open betrayal right in front of my face.
I didn't do it. I'm just in the crosshairs, you know?
Oh, yeah. Who did then? Your baby? Your baby rolled downhill to the Starbucks and put in your order for your Mocha Joca bullshit.
Okay, fine. We can tell them you're launching a ghost kitchen near me, and it looks like it's a Starbucks cup, but it isn't. It isn't a Starbucks cup. It's Coffee Brand coffee. That's what I was told reliably.
Yeah. Chat's calling for your head. The
sources say, I'll just have you guys know, I was never sent any Coffee Brand coffee to sample, so I have no way to tell you guys, and it's not at a local store near me. So
that's true, not yet.
No, I have no excuses. This is kind of outright betrayal, and I'll just keep my
Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, HCB's a traitor. But the
fire, Jeremy. I need caffeine.
By the way, chat. So like every day when I start the show, it's like people are like spurging out that it's not loading. I watched some other streams today. This is not a thing on other streams. So tomorrow, I don't use StreamYard. Okay, so on Fridays, it's my solo show. You guys will have to remind me or let me know if we have the same problem tomorrow. Because I don't know if it's StreamYard, if it's Rumble Studio, what's going on. But it is actually bothering me that I have to endure hundreds of people saying it's not working every single day. And I'm not like blaming you guys. I'm saying I need to get to the bottom of,
you know, feedback on where the technical breakdown is.
Yeah, I can't find. I mean, I've never had this problem before, but it seems like every single day, and it's only on Rumble. I never see people say it on YouTube. So I don't know. If it is Rumble Studio, I'm using Rumble Studio to send to YouTube, so it's not a problem there. So I don't know.
And it also, is it Rumble for like laptop or mobile? Like, are the people who are having trouble?
As a desktop. Yeah, as a desktop or mobile. I suspect perhaps one. Yeah, it might be one or two of those. No, Melanie will be back next week. Melanie will be back on Tuesday. Don't use Starlink. No. And again, Starlink is my backup internet now, but again, it's not an issue anywhere else. So I need to, oh my God.
I was trying to lean off camera, but it was too far.
It drew more attention to it. Desktop is fine.
I'll just turn all the way around next time.
Yeah. Mobile. Desktop is fine most of the time. And even if I was using my Starlink, I mean, YouTube, it starts up right away. But I'm going to have to check, I'm going to look at, Crowder's stream and see if, people are having the same complaint in there, too. Because when I brought it up to Rumble, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about it. And I'm like, dude, look at my stream. The first 5 minutes of every one of my streams is, nonstop people complaining about it not working. So I even started doing it. I started doing, a 6 or 7 minute countdown to see if it just needed more time. And I still notice people are having a problem too. Browser always works. It's in the apps. Okay.
That's beyond your control. It sounds like to me, if it's in the app.
Well, yeah, I guess, but why is it only my stream? You know, I'll talk to Steven. I'm pretty sure he uses, now I use Direct RTMP on Rumble. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'll try creating a stream and not. I wonder, was it always like this? Because I switched over to using their Direct RTMP from a month or two ago. Like, was it fine before that? Both Benny and Crowder had issues with StreamYard, specifically on Wednesday, and it ruined their shows. Crowder gave up.
Wednesday?
Yeah, Crowder doesn't use StreamYard. He uses some like really expensive proprietary software for his call-ins. I know Benny does use StreamYard though. So I don't know. Yeah, interesting. RTMP should be fine. I think it depends on desktop web browser. Yeah, I think if you go back like 10 seconds, it works better. Yeah, but like it's not everybody else's stream. That's like the frustrating
Jeremy
thing.
is being targeted by the glitch, by the buffer.
The glitch gremlin. Yeah, that could be it. The
This
even
is
on
a hate
desktop
crime.
browser, I can't load. Okay, so maybe it's not just mine. Rip Astrocast. No, Astrocast is back Tuesday.
Yeah.
Melanie
Guys,
has
Melanie
been
has
at
to
leadership
complete her
camp.
leadership camp.
Yeah, it was important. They did a lot of trust falls.
Mhm. There was a ropes course.
There
She
was a
sent me
ropes
letter.
course. Yep. Yeah, I got a letter too. It was a postcard. And I don't know if she actually wrote it or not. I think it might have come from a counselor or something like that. But
I've never
apparently,
seen your handwriting before, so to be fair, I wouldn't be able to tell.
yeah. So she'll be back. She was in rehab. Sounds like a rehab cover story. It does sound like a rehab cover story, but
It's definitely not a rehab
it's
cover
definitely
story.
not. Yeah. Generally, you need a little more rehab than like just a week too, and only on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Like
You
I
have
think
to
you
roll
did.
with our fun cover stories, but it's definitely not rehab. I'll break the narrative for that.
Yeah. G&G was using StreamYards for gaming stream last night, multiple freeze ups, and almost dropped the stream. I'll look for a different alternative to StreamYard. I just use it because it's easy when I bring in my guests. But I know that Crowder uses something called like, it's like, I don't know, I'll ask him. It's expensive though. But I know Cisco has something, and I know technically Discord has a way to just stream like this too. So I'll look for an alternative. Dynamite Billy says, finally back to being a member. I'm going on the annual plan now. Nice. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah, Cisco, like any of the actual, like when I call in like Dr. Drew, I think they use Zoom. The thing is, you can't use like all these fancy overlays with a lot of this stuff unless you pay him a bunch of money, and like StreamYard's pretty cheap. I'll look into it. What does Tim use? Well, Tim is in person. So he just streams like from OBS straight to, he doesn't use like StreamYard as an intermediary. We'll know tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I won't be using StreamYard at all. So we'll see if we have the problem.
What happens if it is like your time slot or something? Do we move?
I mean, it's possible that it just so happens always at this time.
Because they were saying for other people it was on Wednesdays.
Yeah. Lima de Coconut says, if the message in the postcard included her calling you the F slur, you know Melanie wrote it. Well, it's funny. I have a text message from her. Well, I guess I can't share because you'd see her number. But she does, in fact, it does, in fact, call me the F slur. She's like, I'll be back on Tuesday, F slur. And I'm like, okay, see you Tuesday. Yeah, I can't really show that, but yeah.
I wonder if she
It's in
uses
there.
that as like her, like if you ever have to unlock something and you need like a code word, like if that's the one
Yeah.
she uses.
She doesn't use facial recognition. She uses slur recognition. She's just like, oh yeah, I mean, I would say that's pretty safe. It's a pretty safe thing to use because, you know, I think she's going to be able to say it in public and people aren't really going to be paying much attention.
Or want to repeat it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll repeat it. I repeat it all the time. But it's interesting times out there. I've got a Saturday stream scheduled this week too, just so everyone knows.
Multiple lone wolf casts all in 1 week.
Double
blessed are
lone
they.
wolf cast. Yeah. Yeah, there seems like there's something wrong with Rumble because it's only showing 1,000 viewers right now too. Like that can't be right. Oh, it's
Anyone else live
because
right now?
it's because Devori is still live. What's happening here? Is Rumble trying to piss me off?
We're almost trying to throw hands.
Yeah, wait a minute. Like, what's happening? Are we not showing live on Rumble? Okay, Jeremy's like, this is not. No, we're live. Yeah, so I don't know. That's so weird. Why is he still? And why is It's 1:15. Is he trying to horn in on my time slot now?
You guys, yesterday we were like saying who should fight who, but it's Jeremy fighting Rumble right now.
Yeah, like
or Rumble fighting all the creators. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, fine. Like,
I still think like
fine.
bare knuckle boxing for time slots is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm in for it. You know, Davory might be, whatever his name is, DeVry might be in catching a stray. I don't have anything against him personally, but Rumble just keeps pitting him against me. Like, this is the problem with being on the homepage, is that your viewers like start to like rely on that to be reminded that you're live, and then so like, yeah. Oh wait. Oh,
Okay.
Davory isn't even working Friday. What a coincidence. Oh, okay.
Suddenly you are the only 24-hour stream on Friday. That's
Yeah.
your new thing.
Yeah, well that happened was it last Thursday or last Friday?
There were a couple days last week where you and I were like, okay, we're going to the third
Yeah,
time
we're just gonna keep rolling, apparently. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of interesting news topics. The Democrats released Epstein files, the 800th iteration of it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just
and more
like
is coming, Jeremy. Remember, more is
any
coming.
day now. Yeah, the walls are closing in.
You know how they say Mount Everest grows an inch each year? That's
Yeah.
how the rate at which the walls are closing in, it feels like.
Yeah, glacial rate.
Like, I guess it could be happening, but I wouldn't know it with the naked eye.
And like every time my fellow like commentators like get fooled about this and all this, wait, why does Rumble show 2 videos? Wait, what's happening here? Am I live twice? What is happening? My content. No, I only have the one. I only have the one showing. There's one on my page. It's like featured and it's also live. It's the same video. So when I move it up show it on sheep or on featured, it looks like they're the same. Anyway, yeah, we have the re-release again, pointless, dumb, no revelation. Everybody knows that, you know, if they had anything on Trump, literally a dozen years ago, it would have come out. It would have come out during the Biden administration. Yet every time my fellow Republicans, well, I'm not really a Republican, but MAGA continually falls for the trap. You know, they release this crap so Stephen Colbert can go on his late night show host and insinuate that Trump is a pedophile, which is what he did last night. And I think that ultimately Trump did this to himself by not releasing it. Like, he needs to just release it and take away this vector of attack. Even this, like, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 likes. Jeffrey Epstein, I have met some very bad people. None as bad as Trump. Not a decent cell in his body. This is what the left is taking as a victory, that a pedophile doesn't like him.
This is their character witness, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, and it's like, I saw some tweets that are like, I saw some tweets that had like 40, 50,000 likes using this as an own for Trump. I'm like, you people are so deranged that you think Jeffrey Epstein not liking Trump is an own? Like, judge me by my enemies, please.
The child abuser? That's your you're gonna take his word. I don't know. Seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
I guess if it's kind of like if the enemy of your enemy is your friend.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't like Donald Trump, maybe that's actually a good sign, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to Eric, who's apparently tuning into the show. An old neighbor of mine. Huck is doing better. He was doing better most of the day yesterday. And then today, so far, he's been doing good. Huck, come here. Come here, bud. People want to see you.
I saw your video of him like trotting around. He seemed positive.
Up. Come in. Look at this guy.
Aww.
He wouldn't have even like come over, the last week, since last Wednesday. He would just, and he's back laying on his bed, not laying down like on the floor in his little cave. So
Do you think it's the medication switch or just that he's finally gotten your attention and he's feeling better about that?
it's difficult because, thank you, good boy. Thank you. It's difficult because you don't really know. Like we haven't gotten any blood work back yet. I suspect we'll get that back today.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his phenobarbital for 6 months and he didn't have an issue. So I don't know. Maybe he just had a stomach bug.
Build up though, like
it does build up, but it doesn't build up like infinitely. So like I don't know. I took him down half a dose, and hey, good boy. He's like, "Am I done being your prop yet, Dad?"
No, he's like, "Where's my camera and mic, dude?"
Oh, I know.
You always pull me in just for the celebrity status, but you never give me a chance to speak.
The world does need to know what HP has to say. But
if we had like a constant Huck cam going, that would be amazing. Now,
yeah, we could do that.
Would not make him stay wherever he didn't want to.
Well, we could zap him
from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we'll put a shock collar on him. It's okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing with pets. He was barely walking the last week, and last night he was back down in the dumps again. He didn't eat dinner. He was like real down in the dumps.
But maybe he like wore himself out. He was feeling better and
overdid it.
Himself.
Yeah, maybe he overdid it. He didn't eat. He also doesn't eat when the girls are in heat. So one of my female dogs is in heat. So like I was, the vet was like, "Is he eating?" I was like, "Well, he ate a bowl and a half 2 nights ago. Last night he didn't eat, but that's normal when one of the girls is in heat. He's trying to maintain his true form."
Figure.
Yeah, and but I do think it's like, well, if you don't have any calories in and you're sick, like you're gonna run yourself ragged. I cooked some turkey for lunch for me, and he was pretty interested in that. So some of it accidentally fell on the floor. So he was interested in that. He ate that, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping that he's turned the corner, and I don't know if we'll ever really know what it was. But he hasn't, I've cut his seizure medicine in half, and he hasn't had a seizure, which is obviously the most important thing. But the rest of it, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get some results, hopefully today from like the fecal sample and the urine sample, and maybe some of the blood later today or tomorrow. So
poor Huck.
We'll see.
I'm glad he's doing somewhat better. At least it looks like.
Oh yeah, he's much better now. I can't imagine how much food you guys go through each day. 4.5 pounds of raw meat every day, plus also, turkey tendons and all that kind of stuff.
Do you get like raw meat from like the butcher, the grocery store, or do you do what's it called, Farmer's Dog?
We use a local service that provides like meat in tubes, and then my wife adds like supplements and stuff like that, and she makes the dog food every 3 days. So she makes like 30 bowls of meat for the dogs. And we have 3 different types. Like some of it's like turkey based, some of it's salmon and red meat, and some of it's chicken. And so we mix it up. We give them different different proteins and stuff like that.
Cool.
And then different supplements in their protein to keep, their body, like their amino acids and stuff like that. We give them a lot of marrow. They get a lot of marrow. They get a lot of bone broth, and yeah, so it's a lot of beef per month. That must smell terrible. No, it actually doesn't, because we take it out of the freezer, it thaws. We use like a saw to cut it, so it's still frozen, and then immediately goes in a covered, like bowls that have rubber lids, like Rubbermaids, and they go in the fridge. So they don't even really get fully thawed for a day or two, and then they've eaten it. Faster Than You says the files are a bigger distraction from things like digital ID, which some believe will be the mark of the beast. Yeah, I agree with that. I believe that, and then it's it worked every time. People who reject it will be not allowed to participate in society. Look it up. Well, yeah, it's already what happens in China. You have these Epstein files, and like now the Democrats, because Trump didn't release it, the Democrats got to use it to cover for the government shutdown. You know, Trump reopened the government last night. Should have been a total own for him. What does every late night TV show cover? The Epstein files, which
I think
again
the fact that
prove
they're all
nothing.
in sync talking about it, and also like NBC, like the normal corporate channels are like, you know what is the really big deal right now? Not the government reopening and the details of when different funding or, you know, when air traffic, like they'll touch on those things, but they are totally focused on the emails, even though they have to be like, there's no smoking gun. I listened to an NBC commentator today, like spend 15-20 minutes talking about this just to be like, there's no proof of anything but the emails though. Like, I'm sorry, this is crazy. I don't think there is a chance that with these emails or anything else that comes out, like there could be a detail that is interesting. But I think at this point we Democrats, lefties should probably redirect their attention to the actual issue, which is like trafficking women and minors, and not trying to make this about Donald Trump. Like, it's kind of gross that it's like, we only care about it if it smears Donald Trump. But if it has anything to do with human trafficking, we don't care.
Well, even like, I think you had Stephen A. Smith yesterday finally come out and say it. Like, I think Stephen A. Smith is a race grifting loser, but like, I mean, even he had this to say yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years.
I mean, no lies detected.
Yeah.
How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then? What am I missing?
I've heard some people say he wants to run for president. So I find this kind of an interesting take. Maybe he would have done it anyways, but if you're trying to get away from like...
He would be a horrible president.
Oh, I don't think he would do well. I mean, it's going to be a weird field for Dems, but I don't think he would get very far.
He doesn't, I mean, like, he does, I mean, he's really found his groove kind of commentating on an everyman position while he is a somewhat reasonable Democrat. He still buys into a lot of the like DEI and race-based nonsense, but he will say shit like this, which will appeal to Democrats, like common sense Democrats who see the Epstein files as like nonsense. No, I don't mean they're nonsense, but I mean like this. And this is again, Trump's hugest tactical error. I mean, this week has been very bad for him, but like whatever you have, just release them and take this away from the Democrats because they get to just trot it out every time they have a controversy. And it works perfectly. Like last night, Colbert. You have to take
the bullets out of this weapon, so to speak.
Yeah.
You have to take the ammunition away from them.
People with TDS don't care.
And it's not like they have figured out that it's not that like they have to drop a bomb. They just have to bring it back up and then everyone gets distracted.
Yeah, I mean, it was Trump's name appears 1,500 times in these emails. And even major, like you said, every mainstream media outlet, one of the headlines was like, Trump's name appears 1,500 times in the latest Epstein release. Why this doesn't matter. And you just click it and it's like, it's no new revelations. There's nothing here. It's like, even, did you see Jasmine Crockett get fucking bodied yesterday?
No.
Oh my God, it was so good. I hate her so much. I spelled both of her names wrong. Here we go.
Every day she becomes more and more of a caricature. Like, I feel like we're going to be able to put a compilation of like this evolution of whatever persona she's developing for herself.
Well, she might get redistricted out in Texas. Like I mean, I'm wondering here, just listen to this, like CNN fact checked her.
This is an email from April 2nd, 2011. Republicans are saying that victim is Virginia Giuffre. As you know, she died by suicide. She's been very outspoken victim of Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the email right here on your screen. She wrote a book, as you know, and she did not accuse him of any wrongdoing.
Can you believe you're hearing this from CNN?
I mean, it's kind of cool though, right? Like,
I think the world is better if we have better news.
And I do think in some ways, this is a little bit aside, but Melania Trump like really went after a lot of journalists and publications that ran with this Jeffrey Epstein introduced her to Trump on this plane narrative. And she's
Trump destroyed the BBC. The BBC was forced to issue, of course, nobody's covering this. Trump was going to hit him with $1 billion lawsuit. Their head, I think their head of their news, their news director, had to quit.
They're having internal staffing crisis because of the impact of misrepresenting his speech on January 6th.
Yes.
Which is that means that Trump post-presidency could continue to go after people for this stuff. But Melania Trump really did get a bunch of retractions and apologies. So in some ways, I wonder if that's
look at the View. Every time they they have a tiny fuck ups, they have to issue on-air live retractions. They just had to do it again last week.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder if I don't think CNN likes Trump more, but if they are we actually cannot mess around with this.
We can't afford a $50 million lawsuit.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't afford 60 Minutes. They lost. They had to pay Trump a ton of money.
Yes.
CNN is having mass layoffs. They have a mass cash crunch. They cannot afford a $40-50 million lawsuit.
Which I will give you my slightly dark pill on this one, which is wow, so glad that ethical journalism is only enforceable when under threat of lawsuit. It's not like people could just, do the right thing, cover both sides, give accurate information,
Yeah.
But
that's too much,
I guess.
Yeah, but so Jasmine Ratchet is trying to by the way, the Democrats all knew this is what was really low. That we talked about this yesterday, but that they redacted Virginia's name. They all knew who it was, and they redacted it anyway to try and add this specter of Trump may have had raped a trafficking victim. That's what the obvious intent was. And so then, here, CNN even fact checks.
What do you make of that? And can you confirm that?
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it's redacted who the victim is. So
she knows.
I won't necessarily take the Republicans' word on who it is that's redacted. And I don't know why they would necessarily redact someone's name.
Now, watch, here's what I predict is happening. The news producer's in this chick's ear right now. Because what about, you can see her say this.
Who is deceased at this point.
The Democrats did that, though. The Democrats redacted.
No. I understand.
Okay.
But
wait, no. The Republicans didn't redact this. You guys did. Mm-hmm. This is a public record.
Saying our biggest concern is to actually make sure that we are protecting victims. And obviously, she wrote a book. She told her truth.
This is an email.
This is so fascinating. She immediately has to be well, of course we should redact her name because we protect victims, and she told her truth. She does not know how to handle this hole she has dug herself into.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if she was able to say, well, I believe that it was redacted by the Epstein estate, and therefore I feel like I cannot say for sure who's there. Maybe I would have let it slide. It wouldn't have been great, but she is just sticking to the narrative that everyone else wants to cling to, which is no, this is a bad thing for Donald Trump. They want it to be anytime you bring up Epstein, it's always going to hurt Donald Trump. And while I do think this is giving them something to distract the news cycle with, there's been no evidence. I mean, you say this all the time. If they had something that could hurt him badly enough to take him out of politics, not let him run for office again, the Democrats, progressives, somebody would have released it. Instead, Donald Trump gets praised by this well-known victim, and another email cycle goes through with nothing for him.
Right. There's literally nothing at all that came from this, and but they got to shut they got to control the news cycle on the night that Trump reopened the government. That's why Trump has to release it. Trump has to just release it so that they cannot keep trotting out these emails. I would argue that redacting a name that wasn't previously redacted is borderline illegal. It's borderline defamatory by accusation, defamatory by implication. They're trying to say
unethical. There should be some kind of complaint filed. Whoever made that decision should face some consequences. I don't know if it's full on illegal or just
it's probably not, but he might be able to sue over it.
Right.
People have lost, I talked to Robert Barnes about this, defamation by implication is a real thing.
Yeah.
And they are implying that this was a different victim than Virginia Giuffre, or I'm just going to keep calling her Guffrey. I'm never going to get it right. they're implying that it's a different victim. You can very clearly see that is the narrative that then took over on X. Like, oh, Trump was meeting with an undisclosed victim. And then, like you said, every major news outlet was like, we're not going to do that because we're not trying to get sued.
Right, right.
The fact that CNN was fact checking in real time tells you, like,
and fact checking a sitting member of Congress who, by the way, is a strong progressive. We talk about this a lot, but the Democrats or the DNC as an establishment really is having to figure out what's the identity of his party moving forward, especially into midterms, especially into 2028. And it seems right now like there is sort of this rejection of being too progressive. It's probably not the best classification of it, but like Jasmine Crockett is going to stick to this narrative no matter what, because that's part of the identity she has crafted for herself. And now CNN is like, we're not going to indulge you. A lot of times they would. CNN, MSNBC, they'd be
just
like,
let her say that.
Interesting point.
Yeah, they would lie by omission by not doing their jobs. They would bring on anybody and let them just say whatever they want. That's the way The View used to be. The View used to say all sorts of wild stuff. Now they're like, actually, J.D. Vance was never actually found guilty of this. Ooh, actually, Donald Trump is not, because these businesses can't take $100 million lawsuit. They might feel like if Trump wasn't president, they'd get away with it. But like, while he's president, they can't. There's a CNN contributor, by the way, in those email exchanges, as chat accurately points out, who is basically advising Jeffrey Epstein on how to blackmail Trump.
Right.
Like, do you think CNN wants to poke this bear? Do you think CNN liked that guy's name got out there in these leaks? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, because, by the way, John Fetterman got rushed to the hospital, had a heart problem today.
Was breaking just before the story. It was said after he fell, but I guess it is a heart problem, right?
Yeah, he had an episode of ventricular arrhythmia, or abnormal heart rhythm, and it can lead to sudden cardiac arrest. And he basically passed out. But like he said, if you thought my face looked bad before, wait till you see it now. See, I like Fetterman. Fetterman's winning me over.
He's winning people back for sure.
I'm not saying like I would vote for the guy for president, but like on my scale of Democrats that I hate, Fetterman is like way non-priority.
Right.
He's pretty much a union Democrat now. He used to be worse. Pre-stroke, he had a lot of that. He was, parroting a lot of that kind of woke nonsense stuff.
Pre-stroke and pre-getting elected. I mean, it's kind of interesting that being in the Senate made him more moderate.
Well, he just put out a book, right? His book said that basically once he got elected, he realized just how fucked up the Democrat Party was. Yeah. And that he's like, I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody talked to me. Like, I got in and like he got kind of blackpilled by winning.
I mean, he got hospitalized for depression. That's how bad being a part of the establishment was for him. I don't know if that's actually what caused it, but like I said, it's very much like which way Western man, except it's which way Democrat. Do you want to be like John Fetterman, who is tracking more moderate, who is actually more relatable to working class Americans? Or do you want to be like Jasmine Crockett, who is embodying and Zoran Mamdani for that matter? Who
Fetterman's the safer bet. I'm telling you, somebody told him like, bro, we're gonna snap back, and these ultra woke progressives are going to be out, and you're going to see more moderate. We've talked about you and I talked about this on election night. We're going to be talking about this during the midterms. Like, you're going to see working class, like union Democrat type Democrats, not only defeating progressives, but I also think challenging conservatives in a way that, like, because if you're a union Democrat, you're MAGA. If you're a union Democrat from the 90s, 2000s, you're probably a Trump voter now.
Right.
I care about the working class. I care about, union jobs.
I want jobs here. I want to be able to afford my life. I mean, the challenge is obsession with social politics and the cultural identity stuff. And I just think at this point, when people are really concerned about how where their paycheck is disappearing to every month, they care less about whatever misdeeds and whatever perceived social flaws the country has. They actually just want to be able to pay their grocery bill and keep the lights on.
Do you think any one of the 100,000 Americans who were just laid off in the last month because of AI give one ripping shit about the Epstein files? Do you think that anybody who currently works in manufacturing in America and is just barely holding on to their job because they've all been shipped over to China, do you think they give a ripping shit about the Epstein files? No. Right. This is how Trump won in the first place. Mm-hmm. And conservatives have completely forgotten this. I talked about it. We talked about it after the show last night. Mm-hmm. I strongly believe that the economy is not good and that the Trump administration is using a lot of smoke and mirrors to cover up for that. I mean, they just came out yesterday and said, we're not going to release the CPI numbers because why? Because the Democrats wrecked the reporting. And like
they're saying it's the statistical integrity or something. I have a good term for it.
If the Democrats said that, what would we be saying? We'd be like, oh my God, they're covering up Biden economy.
And they do mess with the data all the time. I mean, I think data collection in this country is corrupted by, again, our fear of like race issues. We talk about this a lot. How many people are being booked into prisons as white when they're clearly Hispanic or a different race? Like there are all kinds of ways that the data is incorrect, but it doesn't look good to me to be like you just have to kind of own that the numbers are not that good right now. There has to be another path than being like, we're going to withhold something. You can only withhold the Epstein files right now. And even then, that's not that good for you.
Nobody gives a shit about the Epstein files on Main Street. This is one of Trump's biggest weaknesses. He loves his Wall Street numbers. Look at the Dow. Look at the NASDAQ. It's like, dude, look at the grocery bills. People's grocery bills are not going down. People's gas bills, their heating bills are not going down. People's gasoline bills, while I will say where I live, they have gone down. I have consistently received pushback from my viewers when I say that.
It's not universal.
Yeah, I mean, gas is under $3 a gallon by me right now. That's the lowest I've seen it in years.
I think it is by me too.
But like, I consistently get pushback from people who are like, dude, it's not cheap by me. So like, all this shit that we used against Biden, everyone just stopped giving a shit about once Trump won. And this is why we lose. Like, dude, I am telling you, mark my words, the holiday shopping numbers this year will be catastrophic. If I'm wrong, I will, when they come out, I'll put out a dedicated video and talk about how I was wrong. But I am telling you, they will be bad.
I've seen some reports saying that like the spending is about the same, but it just means that like people are going further into debt. Like they want to provide the Christmas for their kids that they
people always do that. Yeah.
Which is like, it's hard because then you could say like, well, people are still buying things. It's like, but they maybe shouldn't be. Maybe this is not good. There's just a lot of pressure to, do all the things you would normally do, even though it's a hard economic year. And now we are reliant on credit cards in a way that, we weren't, or not even credit cards, like Afterpay and all that stuff. I sent this to you. There was a Newsmax article today talking about the Treasury Secretary Bessent, who did this interview and was like, a big announcement's coming. We're going to lower the cost of a lot of goods. Like it's like coffee and bananas and other things. And it made me coffee. I was going to ask you, like, do you have a statement you want to release ahead of the Treasury Secretary?
I can tell you this: Coffee Brand Coffee absorbed all of the tariff costs, and we did not increase prices. We didn't lower them, but we did have a heavy tariff impact on a lot of products. But we just didn't increase prices. We're running on razor thin margins already, but look, part of the honest truth of it is that we're already expensive. Like there's already, it's already expensive to buy YouTuber coffee. But yeah, absolutely.
You're not just YouTuber coffee. You've got a roaster.
Well, we roast our own shit. Yeah. But yeah, we didn't increase prices. In fact, I'm trying to decrease them once we can get stable at Amazon. Like, so everyone knows my margins. Like, I just want to make $2 a bag. That's it. I'm not getting rich on this shit. When I was filling it on my own, I made $5 or $6 a bag because, we charge shipping and we could, you can bake a little profit. Like we ship out of Phoenix. So if I ship a bag to California and I charge for shipping, maybe I make an extra $1 or $2. But if it ships to New York, I lose $1 or $2 kind of thing. Yeah. Like But like when I was filling our own orders, you know, we did better, $5 to $8 per order. Now it's like $2 an order. But like, you know, hopefully we can scale on Amazon. Hopefully we can find more customers that aren't, you know, viewers of the show, things like that. Yeah, here's the article. You know, big announcement ahead. Lower coffee and goods cost. I think that I'm not persuaded by the announcement about the announcements.
Well, he's saying you're going to feel it in the first half of 2026. And I think this is interesting. Stop scratching me. Sorry. I gotta rid of this cat. No, I can't.
No,
I think this is
not going anywhere. Yeah.
This is the thing about their claws. Like, can't get rid of you. Anyways.
Yeah. Unless you want to ruin your sweater.
I swear. No, it's just my hair, apparently.
Oh.
The thing is, so he's saying you'll feel the effects of this in early 2026. You and I have said a couple different times that Republicans need several economic wins that the consumers feel. Like, pointing to the stock market is not really as tangible as maybe as they would maybe like it to be. So having some hope for the early 2026, I think this is supposed to help start turning the tide. I actually think this is more important than the Epstein files. Crazy, I know. Not that the Epstein files are not important at all. I know that there's serious allegations.
Yeah, not to dismiss the sex trafficking, right?
No, but it's the same thing. Like Democrats releasing this, or trying to, if you believe it was released strategically to distract from the reopening of the government, you have to remember that they're also distracting from the fact that Democrats did not get any wins in this negotiation. They're going to have to go back on how they're going to have to renegotiate healthcare. Like, there are all kinds of things. And in some ways it overshadows announcements like this. I wish this was more detailed. Obviously, like, it's coming, just wait is a little bit lackluster to me. On the other hand, I do want to know what they are doing for the consumer, because I think that determines sort of how the undecided voter or the frustrated voter will move going forward.
Yeah, somebody on Rumble asked, are there tariffs why I can't get the 5-pound double calf on Amazon? I just sent like 20 bags of 5-pound double calf to Amazon. So it should be, I'm slowly moving, you know, because we also filled our own orders. So I had to, you know, balance reducing staff there. And some orders I'm still filling. It's about 80-20 right now being filled by Amazon. We also have subscriptions, which have to get moved over to Amazon from my facility. So, you know, it's been slow to move some of the 5-pound stuff, which, you know, the real hardcores actually know you should be buying my coffee by the 5-pound bag because it's way cheaper. It's just a lot to look at, like spending $80 on coffee, but like it's much cheaper. If you have a coffee that you like already like, you should be subscribed to the 5-pound bags. Like, I make less money on that, but I'm just telling people, like, I know it's a lot to be like, oh, $90 for a bag, but it's like, that's going to last you months. Put it in your freezer. It's way cheaper than buying
Costco's model, right? Like, you buy in bulk and you freeze some stuff.
Well, 5 12-ounce bags will cost you $100. A 5-pound bag is like $85. So it's like buy 4, get 1 free if you buy the 5-pound bags.
And if you can freeze coffee, like I'm not a coffee expert, but if it's
a lot of people keep it in the freezer. Yeah. I mean, coffee lasts pretty good the way it is, especially if you buy whole bean. Like the hardcores, I know the hardcores, they're the ones that buy the whole bean or the 5-pound whole bean. Because a 5-pound whole bean will last you a year, 6 months or a year. Like, it's going to stay fresh. But I've had a better purchase experience from your direct coffee website over Amazon. Yeah, it's getting better, but it's, you know, we're also checking in massive inventory right now during a time in which Amazon's ramping up. So like, I've been waiting for those bastards to check in apple strudel for almost a month. And like, I'm like, dude, it's getting stale. Like I want my coffee in and out in like 90 days. I don't want to be selling any coffee older than that.
Right. Also, apple strudel peak fall flavor. It'll do fine around Christmas, but like you're losing some of the charm here, friends.
Yeah, apple strudel, vanilla sugar cookie, and like we got like spiked jack-o'-lanterns rechecked in, and we got that available on Prime, and maple cream are rechecked in. I'm waiting on apple strudel. Apple strudel you can buy. It's just not going to be there till the 17th, which is 4 days, which is still like really good. But like hopefully by the end of today, you'll be able to get it overnight. The problem is you ship it to Amazon and then they ship it to like 20 other substations, you know, around the country. So that takes, instead of telling me where to ship it, like, you know, it takes, well, once it's in though, it's good. By the way, I do have a pause for 2 quick sponsors for today's show. So we'll do that. And then we're going to talk about this viral tweet about Gen Z, and also another video and a homewrecker law / tax I want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm excited about that
Yeah, we're
one.
going to talk about that. So hold on. Shout out to this video's sponsor, Black Forest Supplements. The swamp and Big Pharma know this. A healthy, energized population is harder to control. That's why the FDA has made stem cell therapies nearly impossible to access. Not because they don't work, but because they work too well. Stem cells are your body's repair crews, fixing whatever needs healing, heart, liver, or skin. And you know who's been ahead of the curve for years? Joe Rogan. Just watch.
I've had a bunch of surgeries that I avoided where the doctor's like, you're going to need surgery. And I was like, sure. I wound up getting stem cells in my back. I had bulging discs.
What did you do?
Decompression, stem cells. Fixed it. I have zero
Really?
problems. Zero problems with my neck. Zero problems with my shoulder. I had a full-length rotator cuff tear in my shoulder. And they were like, you're going to need surgery. 100%. And I went back to the doctor 6 months later. It's like, this is easy. Like, that tear doesn't exist anymore.
The FDA has blocked these treatments, forcing people overseas at huge cost. One placenta stem cell injection can hit $50,000. Most of us can't afford that, but there is a way to boost your own stem cells with high flavanol cocoa. Harvard scientist Dr. William Li actually backed this up. Check it out.
Wait a minute, this is a big one. Chocolate regenerates stem cells?
All chocolate has some cacao in it, except for white chocolate. Cacao actually comes from a plant. Studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better.
That's right, dark chocolate. Flavanols, the good stuff in cocoa, are usually lost in processing. Black Forest Supplements fixes that with high flavanol cocoa powder, just 20 calories, no sugar, perfect for coffee or shakes. It's stem cell fuel, boosting circulation by over 100% to wake up lazy stem cells. Black Forest Supplements is offering an amazing buy one, get one free promo for 48 hours only when you click my link below. An accident or injured in any way, you should know how to protect your rights. That's why I'm so glad to have this video sponsor Morgan & Morgan. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions of dollars. Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan & Morgan saw verdicts of $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer, and $6.8 million in New York, 25 times the highest insurance offer. Their fee is absolutely free unless you win. Fighting big companies takes a big law firm. As America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan are ready to take on insurance companies of all sizes. Morgan & Morgan has modernized the injury law process so you can submit a claim and communicate with your legal team all from your smartphone. And remember, size matters. Morgan & Morgan is big. They're America's largest injury law firm. That means they have the resources to fight to get you the best results, and they're capable of spending millions on a case to see it through. Did you know you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just one click? It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/quartering or click the link in the description down below. All right. Hey, this was just announced too. What do you make of this? Kristi Noem now issuing $10,000 bonus checks to TSA agents who didn't call out sick during the shutdown. I don't like it.
I don't like it. It's
why?
It sounds like it should be a carrot. Like, you stay stuck with it. We appreciate your support. But it does feel like it punishes people who were like, I cannot live on my savings. And that doesn't feel right to me. Like,
this is just PR with taxpayer money. There's a fuckload of TSA agents. Like, what are we talking about here?
If you, I just assume, like, if you had to call out during the thing, like, first off, what if you really did get sick? Like, the worst time flu or whatever of all time. But also, like, I am happy for the TSA agents that, like, worked and could receive this. Maybe that's
But they got paid. They got paid.
Right?
It's not like it's not like they were working for free. They get 100% of their back pay.
I guess the argument, like, for me, that's why it's like, but they don't know when they're getting their back pay. If you had to live off your savings, and then during that time, you're like, I'm going to miss rent this month. I really need to pick up, like, some shifts.
I'm gonna have to DoorDash or something. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
wouldn't blame them for that.
How could you blame someone for that? So that does feel like it's sort of like kicking somebody who's already down, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, all the people that were like, I'm already living close to the poverty line. I can't afford to not have a paycheck for 2 months.
Right.
Get fucked. Like, I hate this. This is just like virtue signaling on taxpayer dime.
It seems like it should be good. Like, oh, we're rewarding people who like stuck it out with us or something. Like, I want to believe there was good intention here, but it just actually feels to me like it's cruel to people who were in a desperate situation. You know, like I just assume if you had to call out and you're a TSA worker or like an air traffic control person, you really needed the money to come in from somewhere.
Yeah, I don't like, dude, Kristi Noem sucks too. She like the only person I think that Trump really, he's had way more misses than hits. Like Rubio's been good. RFK's been good, but he didn't really appoint him. He negotiated with him, and RFK earned that position.
I don't know that's bad though.
No, but I mean, like, I'm just saying of the people he quote unquote picked for jobs, Kristi Noem sucks. Pam Bondi sucks. Kash Patel sucks. Dan Bongino sucks. I mean, like, I don't really. Obviously, there's a lot of more people down ticket that their names don't come to mind that probably also suck.
What if it's like all the people that we never think about are actually doing a great job?
They're killing it.
They're killing it, and they're like, please, I know I don't have like that fun of an agency, but like I'm doing my best out here.
Well, look, the chick at the USDA was like, hey, we just found a bunch of SNAP fraud. And I'm like, cool. You know, I was talking about SNAP fraud in a video earlier today, and I was like, whatever the fuck happened to Doge? Like, can we not do Doge just because Elon's not there? It seems like Elon left, and then we're just don't care about waste, fraud, and abuse. 43 million Americans on SNAP is utter nonsense. Like, that number should be 10 million at most. You know,
and it seems like all of the people who are working on Doge, whether you love it or not, got absorbed into other things. But this seems like a good time to reactivate a temporary Doge task force. Like, I get maybe you don't want to create a whole other agency, bureaucratic bloat or whatever, but like, could we bring the team back together just for one more adventure?
Right. I mean, I know Doge is still around and like Big Balls is still there.
But Big Balls works for some other department now. That was a headline.
Well, how come we haven't heard a single announcement about cuts? Like, that was, dude, people act like this whole Trump's presidency was a disaster. Like, I think the Hodge twins tweeted that, like, this Trump is so much different. People forget how awesome he was during the first 100 days. Mm-hmm. Like, every day we had another, oh, here's 400 million for Guatemalan condoms. And here's this and here's that. Like, what happened to that? I was so tired of winning. I guess they're like, well, let's go back to, let's talk about how H-1Bs are good. Like, that first 100 days of Trump was awesome. Nonstop executive orders that were all winners.
Right.
You know, Doge.
And it was offensive. Like, that coming into office and being like, here's over 100 executive orders that do a variety of things in all directions. Like, that was cool. And it just, and we would talk about it, like, be like, well, this one, you know, birthright citizenship, we're like, okay, that's going to go back to the court. That's going to take a while. It's not immediate, but like, it's interesting. Sure. They are setting the agenda narrative. And it seems like, once again, Republicans, conservatives, Trump administration, however you want to label it, they're all responding to a narrative and issues brought up by progressives and Democrats.
Chat's right. Hegseth has been good. Has been good. That's true. Hegseth has been great.
Secretary of War? That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. I like that he's bringing back like physical fitness, and you know, that shit matters. Like, I don't like, why do we shouldn't have obese people in the military. Like, and by the way, that goes for generals too. That was wildly unpopular among them. But look, you're 400 pounds. The same thing. I say the same thing about fat cops. Like, dude, fat cops are bad for the police, not just because they're bad for the job, but they're bad for PR. Like, all the cops that I've seen, like, I've seen many of them because of all the multiple swattings, are like former military, and they're like swole and they're in shape. Like, get rid of these fat cops. Like, I don't want to see a cop that's 400 pounds. And there are plenty of them in my state alone. Like, you can't, like, what's going to happen I told the story about like when I was getting swatted, one of the times when the cops stopped showing up, they started calling in carbon monoxide leaks.
Mm-hmm.
And the fire department came and like big fat got me. The woman and the man that came to my door were both, I'm not kidding you. The guy was probably 375 pounds and the girl was probably 325. I'm like, I remember telling the story. I'm like, I told my wife, like, just so you know, if this house is on fire, we're on our own. Like these people are not dragging me out of a fire. These people are not like, there's no shot they'll probably even be able to drag my wife out of the fire. Like it's, I mean, like now granted we had a volunteer fire department there. So it's like, I guess it's better than nothing.
Fire department. I still think like it's also for their safety. Like if you're going to run into a burning building,
right. You want more victims, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there are other, it's not just like us being like, and they need to be, you know, in shape for fun or for whatever. Like there are, it's like military fitness. I remember people being like, yeah, but if you have someone who can't meet the standard, if you're all in a mission together or on a boat or in a critical situation and they can't, you know, do what needs to be done, then you're risking everybody.
Yeah.
One of the things I used to not critique, but like to myself, laugh because Hegseth is like a social media king. He loves to post.
Yeah.
He loves to take a selfie and let everyone know where he is. And it made me laugh so much just because it's like, it's a new age of government. But it is so different from Lloyd Austin, Biden's Secretary of Defense, who like went missing and actually it turns out was in intensive care and people didn't know. And he lied, like he didn't tell anybody. Like I think people forget that it is a different era just by the personalities that have been brought in some cases for worse, but in a lot of cases for better.
I 100% like them on social media, engaging with their narrative. I 100% like that.
It's cool. It just sometimes reminds me of like, you know, like your like boomer uncle who's like, look, we're doing this thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
If they're good at it, it's great. If they're bad at it, it's really bad.
If they're bad at it, sometimes it's even better. Like it's more charming.
Yeah. But he says, okay, doom, delete self. Look, there's some positives. There's positive stuff going on, but we can't not talk about the negative stuff.
Also, isn't this the time to be like, hey, this is where we could tighten the ship? Like we're 1 year in.
Yeah, we have the right people there to fix it. Let's get back on Doge. Let's stop doing stupid shit. Like bringing it, telling me that, you know, here's the one thing about H-1Bs, and I don't want to spoil. I've got a video with a bit of a deep dive coming out later. Mm-hmm. Did you know that 80% of H-1B jobs are entry level or junior level positions? Like
I have heard that.
That flies directly
we need
in
them,
the
Jeremy.
face.
They're specialized in expertise.
80%. So if that's true, okay, let's play that game. We'll keep the 20, send back the 80.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this nonsense where it's all or nothing is part of why I hate government and I hate politicians. Like we can't get her H-1B. We have one doctor that knows this one thing. It's like, okay, he can stay. The other, 800, I believe the current number is 735,000 or 835,000 active H-1Bs in the United States, plus 535 to 635,000 family members that they also bring. It's like, where do these people live?
Migration is terrible.
Yeah,
this is
where
what
do these
I mean
people
by
live?
like
They live in
reforming
houses,
legal
right?
loopholes, right? Like things get abused, and people are like, no, it's okay, it's fine, like, or it's not that bad. Like, no, I'm here to tell you, it is that bad. And
well, Trump was on it, and then Trump pussied out. Trump was getting like the hotel and the hospitality industry is full of these H-1Bs, full of them. When I was looking at like the job listings for H-1Bs that paid like $13 an hour, they were all in the hotel and hospitality industry. And then Trump's like, well, we need our hotel industry. No, you pussy. He pussied out because his donors got to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or somebody in the Trump hotel chain was like, we have like
food.
Yeah, we have like 4,500.
I think there was an article running the other day that said that it's either Mar-a-Lago or a hotel Trump chain has a lot of like record high foreign workers as of last
course
year
they do.
Or something.
Yeah.
Did you see also that it was the Hospitality Olympics in Las Vegas this week?
I thought that was AI. Was that real?
No, it's real.
Yeah, I saw them vacuuming and doing like bed sheet folding. Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I think that's cool for them. I think that like.
Did you look at the demographics?
Yeah. I think that, look, it's a fallacy. Hey, good boy. It's a fallacy that like, first of all, it's a fallacy that we're only bringing the best and brightest. 79% or 75 to 80% of these H-1Bs, I forget exact number, are from India. The average IQ of India is in the 70s. We have dumb people in America. And when you add to that the fact that these people are taking entry-level or junior-level positions, well, then we've dispelled the rumor.
What are we doing with all these, entry-level, just out of high school or college, young Americans who are now competing for entry-level jobs?
Well, do you want to take it a step further that might make some people uncomfortable? Let's talk about the demographic of people who are being replaced. These are young white professionals who are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want to know why Nick Fuentes is popular? That's why. 85,000 H-1Bs per year are allowed into the country. Who are they replacing? White people. That's who they're replacing. Sorry, not sorry. Was Silicon Valley full of a bunch of black people? No, it wasn't. And it's just the reality. I mean, Joe Biden spent 4 years telling me that there are no blacks in Silicon Valley. Well, who's getting replaced?
Well, we replace minority workers or minority members of America in the economy with illegal immigration. So don't worry. We're attacking it all on all fronts.
Yeah, blacks get replaced by browns and whites get replaced by a different shade of brown. Like that's, people are afraid to say that. And that's why, a guy like Nick Fuentes who says that out loud, that's why he's popular. It's the truth. And the longer like people in this space just pretend that that's not what's happening, the more popular other people will get. And like, it's because white people see it. 750,000. Let me just play we'll just do a little rolls downhill experiment here. Let's call it 1 million because we all know that that's underreported. So there's 1 million H-1Bs. There's 1.4 or 1.2 million student visas. Let's just combine these two together. That's 2.2 million foreigners who all do what? They all live somewhere. So they all have an apartment or a house that could be back on the market if they weren't here. They all work somewhere. They have all taken a job from somebody who makes more money than them and works fewer hours. That's how H-1Bs work. They're not importing slave labor from India because these people work fewer hours and cost more money, obviously. So let's just cut the bullshit. Like they are replacing high earning white jobs with brown people, brown slaves, a legal form of slavery. And then they're pissing on our leg and telling us it's raining. It's nonsense. They're like, well, these people, even fucking Trump, dude, that was one of the most disgusting things. Like, we don't have smart people in America. You're not importing smart people, brother.
No.
You're importing 70 IQ rape machines who are willing to whore themselves out for a chance at citizenship. That's why what they're doing.
With Trump, it's almost more painful because it's the talent. You don't think we have talented people here? No, we don't. Like, I'm sorry, but like your loyalty has to be to us always. Like you're married, right? Like even if you think there's a flaw with your spouse, like I'm not talking about it to anybody.
Right.
Like it just has to be a loyalty first here. And like I want to think it was just a misstep. It was
he was thinking one thing and he said another thing.
I want to have grace because I do think there are a lot of benefits to Trump. Obviously, I wouldn't have voted for Kamala, et cetera, et cetera. Disclaimer. But like that is the problem. MAGA as a movement, MAGA at the grassroots level, does not want to be replaced. They know they are being replaced both by illegal and legal immigration, and they need Trump and whoever wants to run under this mantle and potentially lead this movement to take that seriously. You don't have to be insulting to other people. I mean, you can if you want to, but like, you could just be like, there are people who want to come to this country. We totally understand, but we have to put our people first. We believe there's talent. And if they don't have the trained skills right now, it's our responsibility to train them because it's important to work to build a local employment base first, local being the entire country in this case.
And by the way, that's okay to say in every other country. If Israel was putting Israel first,
countries, I don't know if
maybe not the UK. Yeah, maybe not the UK. I mean, Hannah Claire is definitely above making fun of groups of people. I'm not. I don't know. Christmas time. I don't know if you knew this about your favorite Christmas cookies, but I just wanted to show you something, Hannah Claire. I don't know if you saw this already. I know that you're not as plugged in as me, so I'm hoping you haven't. And I can reveal something. This is really hard hitting reporting here that you need to know.
Today just to see if this.
No, it's
Oh, it's Christmas. Sorry, what?
Christmas cookies. Yeah.
I thought they were saying like adult content
today just to see if this was real. See this? Do you see this big box of like cookie things? These? And it says product of India. Product of India right there. I don't think you're ready for this. I don't think you're ready for this.
Stop, you made this.
This is a meme. Like it's a new TikTok format. Like everyone's like, if you look up like Indian Christmas cookies, like this is everywhere now. And I just look, I think Indians are great. And look, if you're already here in this country, I'm not like hardcore. Good for you. Fine. But like, let's, Indians are great in India. Make India great again. All these smart people, you guys should be worried about brain drain. You have all these smart people. India should be banning H-1Bs so that they can keep all their smart minds and they can, and by the way, it's more than just India. India gets the brunt of it, but they are 80% of H-1Bs. And the reason is because they'll work for slave labor, but it's because Indian culture has figured this out. They are not, the reason they come over to this country and they poop on the street and they have no social skills whatsoever is because they're learning computer programming in middle school and elementary school. They're literally churning out human AI bots. And that's why you come over and a lot of these people just they don't have any kind of people skills or whatever, because like they haven't learned anything. They don't know how to interact with people, but they're really good at this one thing. And they figured it out. And it's, these STEM people.
I would say that is true maybe, but also I think there's just like cultural differences. Like they don't prioritize some of the things that we do. And you can't just make cultures that are different operate congruously. Like it doesn't work that way. I think that, it's one of the lies about the melting pot. Like things don't just like blend together evenly, especially when actually they're like, well, we like the freedoms and we like the welfare state, but we don't care about your culture at all.
Yeah. By the way, hashtag not Indian, not all Indians. My doctor is Indian. Fucking cool dude. Totally, what's the word for it? Like, assimilated. His wife hasn't, but like he eats meat. Like he eats McDonald's and stuff at work. And like, he makes jokes about it. Like he takes part in American culture. He's a cool dude. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying like, I'm sorry, Doc, I appreciate you. I have a lot of love for you. You've taken good care of me over the past 15 years, but there's an American doctor that can do this. Now, I don't know if he came over on H-1B or not. I have a feeling he did because he still goes back to India like twice a year to visit his family. I'm
not trying to say that like every single person you see is horrible and they're all bad intentions. I'm just saying this system is broken and this is part of mass importing a different culture. Like I
don't even blame Indians. Why wouldn't you take the job? If you're living in India, sorry, if you're over there and you could come over and live in America, I totally understand why you're willing to work 100 hours a week to do it.
Sure.
Like, I don't blame Indians for that. But the system, that's why Trump has to say, like, yo, can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody said, I tried to get a holiday box yesterday and it said my shipping address wasn't valid. At the same time, I was able to order strawberries and cream from the main site, no issue. Can you email me? thequartering@gmail.com. Jeremy ignores criticism straight up. Well, that's not true. I literally just read that. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll up and see their criticism. I'm sure it's really well thought out. Let's see. That's bullshit. We don't need to import anything from India, China, or Vietnam. I agree with that. I'm trying to find some valid
especially because, as we know, as taught by the Hallmark movies, cookie boxes are supposed to be made in towns called like, Little Snowflake Hills. And every year a busy businesswoman is supposed to arrive and fall in love with the head of the factory that's struggling, and like, you know, one of my favorite Christmas movies that Hallmark ever made was like about a town where each one person, it was revealed, new part of the recipe, and you can't sell the factory because, you know, they wouldn't be able to run it without the workers or something like that. It was amazing.
I get it. Yeah. So of course, classically, this person, I read their last 4 messages. All of them are just insulting me, not offering any. Like, I love when new people come into the chat and they're definitely not from around here, because like I read the plebe chat. I don't even make people pay to insult me like Tim expertly does. I read the regular chat constantly, and yeah, there's literally I see nothing of value from that person. So congratulations.
It's actually me. I'm like sitting over here just like insulting you.
Yeah, they're spurging out in chat and said, why don't you just repeat the criticism instead of spurging out? Texas Hula Girl says, love y'all, and I will say it again. What a great commentator we have in Hannah Claire. What an asset you've brought us, Quartering. And I'm addicted to Coffee Brand coffee. Go get some. Hey, appreciate you.
That's so nice. I also am going to get some Coffee Brand coffee. I feel really guilty about
I'll just send you some. Yeah, I don't know if you saw Texas Hula Girl, but she was drinking fucking Starbucks of all things.
Allegedly.
No. I'm stating it as fact. The best defense for absolute truth is the best defense of in any defamation lawsuit. So there you go.
I wouldn't do that to you.
All right, I'm pausing. I'm pausing the stream.
Money? You see how skinny he is?
I'm pausing the stream to address this. I already did clown. You cannot name more than 4 Trump cabinet members, yet you have a strong opinion on stuff. So, what are you talking about? That's okay. So you have
name more than 4.
I've named more than 4. That's not the point,
but like.
I'm criticizing these 4, and I'm not saying by implication, if I'm not naming you, that's probably a good thing.
Well, there are just some departments, this is going to sound weird, but just like that do not get the coverage they probably should. Like,
yeah, that's probably a good thing.
And her cowgirl hats and riding on horseback, like, love it or hate it, she's getting the press's attention. And Homeland Security is a big deal because immigration is a big part of Trump's platform. Like,
yeah.
We could probably talk more about, you know, the agriculture secretary or other things, but like that journalism just doesn't get the light that it should. I'm with you. We should know all of their names. But unfortunately, you know, when you have a crowd of a bunch of people, some of them get the limelight and some of them don't, for better or for worse.
Yeah, I think it's Kash Patel and an alt. They're saying I can't criticize something I know nothing about. Well, I'm not criticizing cabinet members I'm not naming. I'm saying Kash Patel sucks. Pam Bondi sucks. I could give you a dozen reasons why. And if you really were a longtime viewer, then you would know I have been very critical. How about Pam Bondi's affinity for talking about hate speech laws? How about Pam Bondi's complete inability to prosecute any of the corrupt judges, which I believe I literally talked about yesterday on the live stream? How about Pam Bondi's complete ineptitude at prosecuting any of the lawfare? How about the lawyers?
DOJ.
Yeah, how about Kash Patel's fired? Nobody. How about Pam Bondi's fired? Nobody. How about Dan Bongino's revealed? Nothing. How about, how long do you have? I mean, you must be brand new, because I've been, obviously I'm not criticizing cabinet members that I don't see or have reason to criticize, and that's a good thing. You know, I'm not saying the agriculture secretary sucks, because I don't have anything to criticize them on.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be interesting maybe if like, it's end of the year, right? Like we could do an end of the year roundup. Like I'll come prepared for the show, and like I could like potentially be like, here's something I think that this cabinet member did well. Here's something that went badly. Like seems like they're tracking towards good. What do you like? We could do a discussion based review of all of them if you wanted us to.
Yeah,
we just base the show based off the headline. So it kind of, if you're not in the headlines that much, it kind of dictates how much we talk about you.
Yeah, maybe there's probably
if people want us to talk about the other cabinet members, I mean, we definitely could.
Yeah. Tulsi Gabbard's done good ish. I'd say but again, like, what has she really done? She brought forth this big was it Obama or Clinton expose? Clinton, I think. No, Obama. And what has Pam Bondi done with it? Fucking nothing. So great. You know, like, you're also only as good as kind of a lot of what I wanted is kind of all runs through the DOJ, and like a lot of the, you know, changes that people want all run kind of through the RFK Jr. has been a home run, and we've consistently given him incredible credit. In fact, he gave Trump a great compliment yesterday. He was interviewing, or he was doing like some sort of press event or something with JD Vance. Yeah, Marco Rubio. I have also said Marco Rubio's done a great job. And some reason people don't like him. I think probably they hold a grudge because of the stuff he said about Trump before.
And he's kind of got like a Warhawk vibe, right?
He does have that. I would never vote for him for president, but I think in his position, he's done great.
And the Marco Rubio memes, I think, are underappreciated. All of the like
yeah,
Marco Rubio knowing that Donald Trump's about to ask him to become a Christian worship band or like whatever.
Yeah.
Like
those are undervalued. If I was buying stock, like the Rubio meme stock is...
It's funny.
But you know what that says? That says that Trump's like, hey, this is one guy I can actually trust. Like he's constantly heaping more responsibility on him.
No, you've definitely worked for companies where it's like 12 of the 15 people do absolutely nothing. You don't understand how they're getting to collect a paycheck. And then the three of you are like doing everything.
Yeah, right. That's what Rubio is.
That's Marco Rubio.
Yeah, that's Rubio for sure. I would argue that JD Vance is carrying a lot. He's doing a lot. He's doing kind of what I wanted him to do. Like I want him to be the face of the presidency. I want Trump to, be able to just handle his business. But I wanted to finish with this.
I could do a better review of Doug Burgum. Maybe he's the Secretary of the Interior.
I like Burgum.
I had heard at one point there were some criticism over, I think, some of the pipeline or I can't remember what it was a couple months ago. But again, the Interior stuff doesn't come up that often.
Yeah.
So he might be having tons of misses and I'm just not seeing them. It would be a full-time job to track all of them. But again, I could if that's what this stream needs.
Wait,
if we need a daily cabinet member report, let me know.
Please cite 2 things that you don't like about Kristi Noem. Oh, that's easy. She's a press whore, and she's doing stupid ass camera photo ops, making deportations like even more dehumanizing than they already are. I think her output at DHS has been ridiculous. How about yesterday when Kristi Noem I love you challenging me on this because this is not looking good for you. Kristi Noem yesterday talked about how great it is that we're naturalizing more citizens at a higher rate. No, we shouldn't be naturalizing any citizens. How about that? So yeah, Kristi Noem sucks. She should be talking about deportations only and about denaturalizing people. And she shouldn't be so worried about her hair and makeup all the time. She should be doing the job. It shouldn't be about Kristi Noem. She should be about the work. And also, I don't like that she shot her dog. How about that? How about that?
That was not it. That was rough.
Yeah. So there's
Kristi Noem's wallet got stolen and it had her access badge and all that stuff a couple months ago. I don't totally blame her for that one, but it was rough. She's had some rough headlines.
Well, she should watch her purse. I think she left her purse. Her purse got stolen or something like that, right? Or
she's at a restaurant or something.
Yeah. So there's a homewrecker law in multiple states, by the way. North Carolina, Illinois.
It's important for all to know if you're getting cheated on.
Yeah. And what I find funny is in every case I saw, there were 3. So I'm not talking about, it's not like I have hundreds to go from, but it was women suing women.
Gone viral. And it was nothing but lies. North Carolina TikTok.
By the way, the fact that this woman stole a man makes me want to jump off a cliff for all my single bros.
See, I was like, wow, I think women don't really understand what men are looking for in women.
Yeah, I'm not saying that his other wife was some prize, but she certainly was. Now, again, I'm being superficial. Maybe his other wife was just truly, they did not get along and this is his soulmate. But you can't show me this woman who weighs 400 pounds. Tell me she stole a husband and also, have me not make fun of that.
You also, if you're married, you're married. It's I don't know. That's pretty serious, man. Even if you're not getting along. Okay, play the video because they all need to learn.
Yeah, and by the way, the man's a piece of shit too. Just so we're clear, here.
Brene Kennard ordered to pay $1.75 million after a jury found her liable for having an affair with her manager, Tim Montague, characterized under North Carolina law as criminal conversation and alienation of affection.
I love only in a black crime trial you'd have the crowd I bet you, I wonder how many outbursts there were. I respect
that enormously. This time I'm with it,
Yeah, I this is his ex-wife. My guess is maybe newer chick is younger. I don't know. I don't know what.
He's richer, I think. He's her manager for her TikTok career.
She's a nobody. I looked her up.
2 children. So
yeah, she had 2 children with her. Yeah, come on, Jeremy. Men will screw any woman if she's willing and he's gone without long enough. That is true. Nothing truer has been spoken. Nothing has been proven to me more times at 1:59 a.m. at the bar than that statement. Many good men have made terrible decisions at about 1:50 a.m. And I've seen a lot of men take a lot of grenades for their friends. And I'm not condoning that behavior. I'm just saying, hashtag not all men, you know, but many men I have seen fall down the trap.
Montague's ex-wife, Akira, suing Kennard for her deliberate interference in the marriage, including wrongful and malicious acts.
What's up, y'all?
Saying in a court filing, Kennard engaged in behavior designed to seduce him, like wearing very short skirts and twirling her hair in a flirtatious manner. The plaintiff's attorneys presented evidence, including sexual videos and texts, a video of Kennard dancing in the couple's home, and another video of her saying she cannot wait to be Mrs. Montague. They argued the TikToker, who had millions of followers, flaunted their relationship on social media.
Hi, guys.
That says that my client was telling the truth.
Lawyer, too. Laura's ratchet chick, too.
Akira
I'm sorry,
Montague
but she
saying
won,
as a
so...
I know, fine.
result of Kennard's actions, she has suffered humiliation, mental and emotional anguish, and injury to her health, adding their actions deprived their 2 young children of a 2-parent household.
She has received justice from losing her husband and the father of her children.
But Kennard argues she had Montague's consent.
She gave her consent. She said it was okay.
The TikTok star claims this, but if I read this article,
she clearly didn't.
She's taking this from the wife, or I guess the ex-wife now, confiding in her about, 'cause she thought they were friends, like being like, he cheated on me while I was pregnant, like we're going through a hard time, whatever. And apparently that's this girl interpreted to be like their marriage was over, so it was okay that I did this.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there was more evidence in the case, and they were sexting and they were doing all this other stuff. What I think is funny is, like, if he did leave her for the money, she ain't got it now. Like, she has, I looked her up. I looked up her TikTok. She does have a couple million followers, and every TikTok she uploads gets 1 million views. But I don't know what that means for revenue. Like, I don't know how much money that means you make on TikTok. I have TikToks that have 1 million views, and I've never made a dime. So I don't necessarily know.
Well, like, if she's an influencer, like, she gets 1 million views. I don't know how many brand deals she does.
Yeah, maybe
some
she's
companies,
got some.
when you have like this kind of cheating scandal or whatever, they'll stop working with you. But maybe in her audience, it makes her more interesting. All press is good press, maybe.
File
in this
too
world.
large to download. That's one of my favorite fat birds ever.
Because she knew her marriage was over with and it was done.
Kennard now calling herself Mrs. Montague, saying the couple are married, though NBC News couldn't find any legal documentation supporting that claim. She tells her,
so they're not married.
NBC News in a statement, the verdict wasn't fair at all. I fought the lies for 8 days, and the jury sought sympathy, not facts, adding, it's not over until God says it's over. Tim Montague adding about the TikToker, my wife had no fair shot, especially when defending herself against an entire team of attorneys. As for that
couldn't get a lawyer? I don't understand.
Yeah, she's got 2 million followers on TikTok. You don't have a lawyer? I just, you know, I've seen three cases. 2 of them, one was a $30 million award to a woman. And the other was some sort of congressman or senator that got settled out of court.
Yeah.
I think I fuck with this. I think I like this being illegal. Because,
I do too.
Yeah, I think, I don't know ethically, like maybe chat, let me know what you think ethically, but I think I would just say, like, I'm not dying on this hill. If you could prove it in court that some woman or man, like, maliciously ruined your marriage.
Broke up your marriage? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Again, there's a level of like, do we want so much bureaucracy over people's personal lives? But I'm definitely with you. Like, I could maybe be persuaded otherwise. My initial instinct is to be like, woo, we're protecting marriage. We're not just letting cheaters wreck homes and be like, and bye, lady. Especially in this case, when the burned wife, the ex-wife, has 2 children. Like,
right, that she has to pay for now. Yeah. And I'm sure that, like, they're not actually married. I'm sure that he's abusing this, like, system. So he's her TikTok manager, whatever the fuck that means. So I'm sure he makes no money, so he probably pays no child support. So that's why she's suing this other woman. Like, I would argue, like, I'm sure
and TikTok star, I don't totally know the timeline, but she was married to her manager's cousin.
Correct.
So I don't know if she also left a spouse for this or if that fell apart and then she got involved with her manager. But it's like, this is not good, team.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm fine with this. I think the cases should be pretty specific, though, where like there's some malice. Like, if a dude just cheats on his wife with a woman, that woman shouldn't get sued. Like, the man is the one that fucked it up. Similarly, like, if some wife cheats on her husband with some dude she works with, that guy should not be able to be sued for that either. If there's some level of scheming that goes on,
I think what's interesting is that it seems like, and I'd have to read the document to be sure, but it seems like the argument is essentially this TikTok star intentionally went out of her way to break up the marriage.
Yeah.
And that's sort of fascinating, you know, like.
Yeah, that seems like it would be so hard to prove. They must have had, well, I guarantee there are a preponderance of texts like, oh, you going to leave your wife for me and all this. I'm sure that there was all that.
There's lots, you know, they said like the short skirts and the eyelashes. There's a bunch of like, she was sending him all of this content.
She was sending him like porno videos and stuff, according to the documents.
He is responsible for his actions too. But on the other hand, like, maybe we should have like some fear of breaking up marriages. Like maybe it should be something that you could be taken to court over. I don't know. A marriage is a legally binding thing in this country. Like if we take away the legal status of marriage, maybe then you can't have something like that like this.
Yeah.
And maybe the state shouldn't regulate marriage. But all that aside, maybe we should also have ways to protect marriage or at least deter this kind of unlawful behavior or unethical behavior.
You can drink an ugly girl pretty, but you can't drink a fat girl thing. Wrong. I've seen it done numerous times. I've seen I've lost some of my best friends to grenades at the bar. Like, also,
don't some men like fat women? Like,
some men do. And I've also famously heard one of my friends say to my face with a straight face that pussy ain't got no face about a girl that he was about to sleep with. And
man,
I was appalled and also a little impressed. I was like, well, if you could power through it,
okay, you know, psycho.
Like, he was single at the time. You know, I guess like I would have to be at least somewhat attracted. Like I don't know. But Omega says homewrecker laws in Michigan already had those since the 1840s and it's still enforced. No, there are other states. I said there's like 4 or 5 states that have these.
This is just happening in North Carolina, but there are other states where it happens.
Yeah. Omega says the PFT for police is a joke. I'm out of shape and I can still pass Army PFT. Oh, I have a lot of buddies that are in the Guard and they're very out of shape and they pass every time. Like, I'm like, one of my buddies is like as big as me and still smokes 2 packs a day and he passes every time. And I'm like, ugh. Like, I respect what you're doing, but like, yeah, like, I mean, we saw a lot of those like National Guard in DC where they'd be like fucking 400-pound guys. And I'm like, ugh. Like, should the taxpayers be paying you still? Like, I'm not sure when the chips are down. On the other hand, the
counter argument, I guess, would be like, if recruitment is so low, beggars can't be choosers.
Then pay more. Like, this is a skill, you know, just pay more then. MFT says, you need to tackle the pipeline and cut the F1 student visas as well. I agree. My video today, I think some of the kids may call it based. I think you cut it all off and you deport them all. Cactorome says, don't be fooled by Fetterman. He voted in line with Democrats, but just says out loud as moderate. I don't know. He voted to end the shutdown, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He voted every time to end it.
Yeah.
He's not perfect. I'm not going to defend him on every vote.
I wouldn't vote for him. Yeah. He's definitely voted moderately, I think. Uncle Fester's the best Democrat. I hope he's okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's some Democrats that are very moderate that just don't make headlines that we don't know about, you know. But of the TV Democrats, I saw it. So you might as well just drink it. By the way, is that even still hot?
No,
Just drink your piss
This
water.
is my punishment for being disloyal.
The
Sorry, it's just an instinct.
Yeah, I think you know, petite is fine, but a woman that's 5'3", intolerant, 105 is anorexic. Look, different strokes for different folks. I'm not trying to hook up with any girl that looks like a bunch of deer antlers thrown in a potato sack. But you know, like I saw, did you see that video? There's a video of Selena Gomez, quote unquote, being attacked. She wasn't being attacked. It was some gay fan that was like running after her. I think it was Selena Gomez. So there's a video. Who's the anorexic girl from Wicked? Is that her?
Ariana Grande.
Oh, thank you. Grande, Wicked. She looks like, they're like, oh, this guy rushed the stage. And they're like, Cynthia Enviro saved her. And I'm like, that woman ain't stopping nothing. But they both look like
She
they
does
have
have really
late
long
stage
fake
terminal.
nails. She might protect her.
So here, I don't know who this girl in the middle. Oh, that's Ariana. She looks disgusting. So some fan rushes them, and like Cynthia's like, they're like, Cynthia boldly stopped them. Like, no, she didn't. Like she weighs 85 pounds. She has AIDS. Look at, oh my God, look at that. Her, oh no, who's this chick? She looks just as bad.
Another lady, I don't know. But look at Cynthia Erivo's nails. She gets like very, very intense fake nails. Like,
yeah, I guess I'd be afraid of that Crypt Keeper too.
Stopped him completely, but maybe she could have, you know, deterred him.
Yeah. By the way, not to make like somebody got killed by like this by a fan, so not to make too many jokes.
Yeah,
but like
Christina Grimmie. I mean, like it is
Christina,
serious.
Yeah, and it was a fan, like a psycho deranged fan. I've seen guys in the Guard wrap themselves in saran wrap overnight, slathering themselves in preparation H to shrink their waist for testing. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, these, who is this? Oh, they all look so gross. Ugh. Like if I can see that much of your collarbone, like, no, that's not hot.
Jeremy doesn't like extremes. He likes the middle part of the weight spectrum. That's
right. I like my girls like 115 to 135. That can vary with height. So if you're 135, you got to be you got to be a little bit taller. And no buns either. And no pears. But I mean, I just think like this is, and by the way, that's just my wheelhouse. I'm not saying if you're not in that wheelhouse, there isn't somebody for you. Like, that's just my wheelhouse.
Well, I mean, hopefully everyone doesn't want the same exact thing, because, you know.
Right. Lots of people like
difficult.
That guy, some guy left his wife for a 350-pound land whale.
There's love for everybody, unethical or not. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gross. But anyway, you think it sounds like it tangled up wind chimes when they walk. That's funny. Yes, I do. I don't know how we got on the Ariana Grande thing.
Well, we were going from TikTok star, and then it became about the way people look and weight, and then you were like, "That who's the anorexic girl?"
Yeah. By the way,
what I like about this show, like it does all connect. You just have to be in the brain span. Or
you got to be
wavelength.
My wife is always like complaining to me about that. She's like, half the time I don't know how the fuck you got from point A to point B, and it's like I forget to tell people like that I'm thinking about something or that something's crossing my mind. I'll just say something to her, and she's like, "What?"
People will ask me like, "What are you talking about on the show today?" And I'll be like, "I couldn't tell you, but we definitely talked about a lot."
Yeah, let the people know where they can find your stuff, by the way, before we kick it over to Viva Fry here.
You can find me on Rumble and YouTube, both Hannah Claire B. It's the name of my channel. It's all one word. I do some news analysis, some cultural commentary. I have a video up right now, for example, about a surrogacy case in New York. I'll have another video up shortly. I would love for your comments and feedback on that video, so please go check it out. And as always, thank you guys who have subscribed. It's really helpful to me as I build this channel. And thanks as always to all of you guys who watch daily. I will sadly not be here for Lone Wolf Cast tomorrow.
Just me.
We'll be back on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So
that's right.
In the meantime, go check out my channel, Hannah Claire B on Rumble, YouTube, and X.
Swamp Cleaner says, Hannah Claire, did you know about Ariana Grande being a homewrecker? She got with a married dude on the set of Wicked. I'm not
She's
surprised.
multiple times,
Yeah.
but the Wicked one is the latest. And he was married to like his high school sweetheart and had a young child. It's really bad. But I've heard they broke up.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine having sex with a skeleton keeps a guy around very long. But, again, to each their own. All right, everyone go say hi to Viva. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, an hour earlier for Lone Wolf Cast. So I don't want to see a bunch of people complaining about me being live early. Remember, I'm live an hour earlier after Tim tomorrow.
Fridays are a whole different game of the day of the week.
Yep. So we'll see you then. And you all have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Right. Bye, all.